Doing this life history interview, um, I wasn't, I didn't really know what to expect from this interview, or to me at first, it was just a bunch of questions. I didn't really understand the power or the impact that it would make. The person I interviewed, we started out with simple questions, such as where did you grow up? How many siblings do you have? What was life like back then? Um, Education wise, where did you go to school? Was it a public? Was it a private school? All these simple answers to my simple questions. But as I started working through my questions, the questions got deeper, I guess you can say. Not really more difficult, but I guess it could be more difficult. But I was still getting short answers to where I would come from another direction, directing the question similar to the one that I had asked, but trying to hit a different area to get them to open up more. Um, After we got through a few more questions in that area, as it started getting more difficult, the person started to feel more comfortable and started opening up more. And as we're going through this interview, he can explain it as like a roller coaster of emotions. Um, Things were brought up for that he hadn't thought about in decades. Um, we discussed times in his life where growing up to where before all he thought about was the bad times and the bad things that happened, but this helped him to see there were good times also. You can definitely tell by his body language, the amount of time it took him to answer the questions, the look on his face, expression on his face, on how he was feeling about that particular question. There was some pauses to where I asked if we should just move on to the next question or if this was a question that he wanted to answer. But overall, I see the purpose of these questions as I think it did what it needed to do and opened up that line of communication and helped this person to think back about times in their life and where he was during a time where he wasn't happy when being a child to a time um, getting out of the home to where he is an adult today and looking back on things that he might have changed, um, things that he's glad he didn't change, and to appreciate where he is today. I felt it was very powerful with the person I interviewed, knowing that there was some issues as a child, taken out of a home, um, and raised in a different place to where he learned what family life was all about. But it still didn't take away the fun times and the memories in the childhood home, because those memories were still good, even though he has more bad memories than he does good. I just think it was a great thing to do, and it's a great way just to get how somebody's feeling and take them through their journey in life.